Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading for you. This is Spirit's message that I am channeling for you with no specific message or meaning on my part. I have prayed, I have allowed myself to be a clear vehicle for this message. So we're going to start with the Wild Unknown archetype, the Warrior card, and I'm going to read from the guidebook to get us started. So the number 10 is always a number of change, the number of revolution. So the warrior, other names for the warrior are the samurai, the soldier, or the advocate. The deeper aspects of this archetype bring us face to face with death itself. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, or beginning, birth, and death, rebirth, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade, requiring patience, alignment, and purpose. Meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. It's important to question the battle at hand. The actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles. Realign with the eternal wisdom within. Without a true purpose, manifesto, or oath, the warrior is lost. What do you stand for? What are you willing to rise in the name of? And lastly, the warrior implies war. Those who defeat others are strong. Those who defeat themselves are mighty. A bit of a conundrum there. I like that. And this is coupled with the vessel or insight. The number 18 may be important to you. It reduces to 9, but the 18 in and of itself is the moon card, the card of our subconscious, unconscious energies, and the insight that we can gain into delving into that dark interior within. But the number 18 reducing to 9 is the Hermit card, a card that is associated with your sign. So this is where you go within for answers. And this can relate in some ways to the war or a battle within, one that you're actively waging, one that you are allowing to emerge in order to heal, to gather the truth of this experience. In the present, we have the Ace of Cups, indeed. So this is love. This is your desire for nurturance, for imagination, for freedom. This opening of the heart is allowing you to face something that has been entangled and meshed for a long time within your soul, within your psyche. I love this Ace of Cups because it speaks so generously towards the amount of love that you produce in your world. There is an action, an activity, a habit, a job that you do that is giving, contributing to others consistently and regularly. And there's really no way to quantify the amount of benefit that you are offering others through whatever work you do. This is some service that really tends to many. Many are absorbed in through the service that you give. And this is as part of empowering and elucidating this challenge, this battle, this do or die struggle that you have been perhaps engaged in for a while, but is reaching some kind of culmination at this point. In the past, the Ace of Swords talks again, another ace about truth, pursuing that truth. And this is where it is clear to me that you are pursuing some truth in or over and against an organization or institution that you are affiliated with. You may be a scientist, a researcher, an educator, whatever your role is, you are pursuing a truth that is uncomfortable and unsettling and quite likely challenging to the existence of the very institution that you're a part of. It isn't that you just started doing this work, it's that the evidence of your work is becoming clearer and clearer. The relevance of your work is becoming clearer and more obvious to those who have comfortably been able to pigeonhole you or ignore you or sideline this truth that you're working to elucidate. And in the future, the Eight of Cups is describing not an exhaustion. This is not an exhaustion. This is recognizing that this dynamic that you've been in, and for now it is looking very much like a work experience, but it could also be a relationship, one that you have perhaps been in some kind of position with for a long time. It's one that feels at cross purposes. It's one perhaps where you have each assigned your roles or assumed roles that allow you to stay at some kind of an uncomfortable distance. It feels like this is a separation or a distance from the beloved or the partner. This may be a partner that occupies a very specific part of your life, perhaps as a parent or a co-parent. Those are examples of the ways in which this can be acting out as a relationship. But that relationship is being disrupted, the relationship with work or home, by the sense of greater caring, not just for yourself or for your audiences, but for the impact your project could have on a larger audience, a larger community. You see the benefits that others are deriving as the result of the work you do, where the truth of that work may be destabilizing to the institutions that house you. So this is describing this desire now to move away, to separate from. You've gathered a lot of strength, you've gained a lot of relevant data, research, a body of knowledge that you carry with you, that belongs to you, and that you understand there is a larger place in the world for this discourse, this knowledge, this information you have, the service that you offer. And in that way, you feel yourself moving towards a project of greater significance, significance that you feel defines you and defines the impact of the work that you've been doing. Virgo, if this reading is resonating for you, please like this video, share this with others, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I greatly appreciate all the support that you give. I feel it, and it fuels me truly. So the Ace of Swords, the Moon, and something else flipped, the Three of Cups. The Ace of Cups in the present is clarified by two cards, the Six of Swords and the Death card, and the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Wands and the Lovers and the Emperor. Okay. So in the past, this knowledge, this clarity, this insight has been informed indeed by this deeper look into your own soul, your own subconscious. This can be shying, not allowing yourself to be dissuaded from looking at hard behaviors, words of yours, uncomfortable experiences, things you're not proud of. You may feel guilt or shame for your involvement or your presence in certain experiences that were disruptive, that were harsh, that were painful to you, and you're no longer shying away from those experiences, inner experiences. Um, you have tremendous support around you to do this work. You may be seeing professionals. You may be in a relationship among friends or peers where a lot of this, even the darker side of some of the work that you've been doing, the research you've been gathering, the knowledge that you've accumulated is something that can be discussed in safety and in relative objectivity. However, the support exists to celebrate the work you're doing, because the work you're doing is hard work. No matter how academic, cerebral, how much of a service you provide, this is hard stuff. You're looking at hard stories, hard facts, hard experiences, difficult relationships, dealing with people that are in tremendous need of healing, of the knowledge that you have. In the present, the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Six of Swords and the Death card. There's a lot of Six of Swords here. This is moving away to heal. You realize that in order to shower your achievement, your accomplishment, your knowledge with the kind of attention and nurturance, tenderness that's required, you have to move to an environment that is more accepting and is gentler with you and your work. So I feel you perhaps exploring other places where you could continue your research, your teaching, whatever it is that you do. You're looking for a place that will allow you to heal and retreat, to come to a place of greater peace and some acceptance as to the difficulty of not only the work that you do, but the kind of institutional or organizational reception for the work that has been less than what you would expect. There hasn't been celebration coming from those that you would have expected. You have a circle of co-creators, allies, peers that continually support what you do, that recognize the incredible value and necessity of the work that you do. But you are moving to a place where you are releasing the difficult environment that you find yourself in as your love, your concern, your desire to create at a new level, to bring your work to new audiences is being denied. And so I do feel that there is some kind of a break with an institution, a kind of work, or a position that you've been playing at for a while. In the future, the Eight of Cups is tempered by all of these wonderful qualities and skills you have. I'm going to take the Emperor first because that's what's sticking out to me. This is about your accepting that you can't control those institutions, organizations, or relationships that have been shaping your service for a while, that have been in some way skewing your service for a while, funneling your activity to audiences that may not be your chosen audience in some ways. That's an example. But you're releasing that. You're not trying to control the things that you can't. Instead, you are controlling yourself by moving away from something that you recognize does not fulfill the intention of your achievement or accomplishment. The Lovers is pointing again to options that you have, not even options, possibilities for a more sustainable relationship, if this is a relationship with a person or a group of people, This is also a relationship with a new employer or organization where in the past you thought you were moving towards the long-term effort that was required. You had worked so long and so hard in your former position or positions, they all feel as though they cohere around a particular profession or skill set. And you are actually comfortable, had become almost comfortable with the uh, frustration of never quite achieving your goal, never quite getting the recognition or acknowledgement that your work deserved. And you're leaving that behind. You're recognizing that you can choose an institution, a relationship with an institution, or an individual that does offer you long term benefit, that is based on true reciprocal love and attention, true concern for shared goals, shared efforts, a true desire to be in the company of others who fuel your creativity, your imagination, giving you thus more options that can be pursued in union with a partner. This could well be a business partner. And it could be a business and romantic partner. They can be of one. So has been something of a through line for you, Virgo. I see you pursuing a long-term, stable relationship, either with an organization, with your work that you have developed substantially, or in terms of a long-term partnership that can serve both your work and your love. I'm going to finish this reading with a flower oracle and the wisteria. So lovely. I don't know that I've hardly ever gotten this. And the key word is longevity. Plan for and take the dedicated path. Interesting. I'm wishing you so well on whichever choice you make and the sustainability of that, Virgo. Until next time, namaste.